going to be talking about how to pay for grad school or your international student journey through student loans. If you're new here, hi, my name is Pavela and I make content for prospective and current international students to aid their journey. I share tips, resources, and anything that I found helpful in my own journey that could aid other international students. So if you like this type of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And without further ado, let's get into the topic of today. Today, we're going to be talking about student loans, how you can use loans to fund your international student journey and achieve your goal or dream of studying in the US. So if you're already in the US as an international student and you're wondering, can international students get student loans? Yes. International students can get student loans in the US. But if you're outside the US and you're also wondering, can you get student loans? Yes, you can get student loans as well. So whether you're in the US or you're still in your home country preparing to come to the US, I want you to know that student loans can enable you to achieve your goal of studying in the US. Now, there are a couple of important things to note about getting a loan as an international student in the US. So it's not all banks or financial institutions that caters to international students. So that's why I'm making this video, to share some of the ones I found as well that cater to international students. Now, one thing to note, or something very important to note, is that some of these institutions that cater to international students, they require what is called a co-signer. So a co-signer is someone who would, sign to say that if this person, the borrower, which is you, cannot repay the loan, I, the co-signer, will repay the loan. So it's a huge commitment, and oftentimes the institutions require these co-signers to either be a US citizen or a permanent resident. Now, that can be a huge barrier for a lot of students, especially if you don't have any family here or anybody here who is a citizen or a permanent resident who could sign for you. That could be a huge barrier. But not to worry, there are other institutions who also cater to international students who don't require co-signers. They don't require co-signers, they don't require collateral, and they are able to provide you with a loan to be able to study in the US. So we're going to be talking about some of the ones I found, and I'm going to share the links to these institutions too, so you can reach out to them if you have any questions or if you want to take a student loan. Also, it's important to note that your school, as an international student, can also give you student loans. Oftentimes, in my experience, it's usually like short-term loans or loans that you have to pay maybe by the end of the semester or things like that. So it can be a little restrictive, but your school can also provide you with emergency loans if they do that. I know my school does. They can provide you with loans to also help pay for your tuition and living if you need it. So some of the lenders that I found that cater to international students include Citizens One Bank, Prodigy Finance, Sophie. There's another one called Earnest, and there are a couple of other ones. I'm going to leave the link in the comment section down below. And some of these institutions, like I said, for example, Citizens, they require a co-signer who is a permanent resident or US citizen. But some other ones, like Prodigy Finance, they don't require a co-signer. They don't require a collateral for you to be able to get loans with them. So you just go through the application process, talk with them, and they'll, work with you to figure out the best type of solution for your best type of loan. But of course, you still have the responsibility to make sure that you're getting the right deal for yourself. You're borrowing responsibly. You don't want to leave it in their hands. You borrow responsibly, only borrow what you need. So as a disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. The knowledge I'm sharing with you is based on my research and my experience as well. So I'm not endorsing any of these institutions. I'm just sharing with you information that I've learned in my 9 years as an international student. So take it with a grain of salt, and of course, you still have to do your own research and make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself. So something important that I forgot to mention is the interest rate that you can expect to get on some of these loans. Now, because you're an international student and the institutions are taking a huge risk lending you money, oftentimes the interest rate ranges from about 7 to like 15%, I believe. So again, make sure you know what you're getting into. Make sure you understand the rates and what you're going to be paying over the life of the loan, and so that way you understand fully what you're getting into. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, and if you want to learn more about student loans for international students in the US, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to answer your question. Until next time, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.